I was at my baby shower. My office had thrown me a baby shower. I was a month away from delivering our daughter, our second child. My phone was off during the baby shower, and when I turned it on, I realized I had 8 missed calls, 5 of which were from my doctor and 3 were from Mark. So I knew right away something was wrong. When I got in touch with them, I got the news that the biopsy that I had had a few days earlier had come back positive, and my doctor was very upset. She wanted to see me right away. When we got to her office, she explained that the cancer was very aggressive and had a very high proliferation rate. She wanted to perform an emergency C-section the very next day. So we went home that night and had to digest this information and explain to our then toddler that his sister was going to be here a month early, explain to our families, let our work know. We were both working full-time at the time. I was sending out out-of-office messages the night before the emergency C-section. It was really a lot to digest and take in all at once. We tried to focus on the happy part of it, which was the birth of our daughter. We didn't want to cloud that with the diagnosis. So for a week, we focused on just that and tried to experience the joy of her birth. And then after that, it was time to make decisions. My hormones were all over the place because I had just given birth, and I still had a 2-year-old at home who wanted his mommy. So I was completely unable to make a decision. All of these terms were being thrown at me. I didn't know what they meant. I remember sitting in the doctor's office when we got the news that it was triple negative, and I had no idea what that meant. And I could tell that Mark knew what it meant.
Yeah, so, as the caregiver, and pretty quickly after her diagnosis, I learned pretty quickly it was going to be a big battle. It was going to take a village to fight and beat cancer. There's a lot of information out there on websites. A lot of information is thrown at you by doctors and by hospitals. Getting a handle on that, it's a tough task to do. So as a caregiver, I kind of put my job into 2 tasks. One was getting a handle on that, understanding what to do, and making sure we were doing what we were supposed to do, whether it's eating right, exercising, brushing your teeth the right way, taking care of your fingernails the way you need to take care of them, understanding the impacts of chemo, understanding what may be a problem and what's not a problem, understanding when you may need to call the doctor and when you don't.
And even understanding the types of cancer and what that entailed, and the different chemos. And like I said, I had no idea what triple negative was, but I could tell by Mark's reaction that he had already done the research and knew exactly what that was and what that meant, and kind of gave him an idea of what our journey was going to be from that point on.
And the other job that I felt I had was distractions. I mean, when a lot of people hear our story, the first question is, how did you do it with 2 young kids? And that was actually a tool. That was actually a huge help for us, because a 2-year-old didn't care if his mom didn't have hair, and the newborn was a newborn. They still had the same demands that any 2-year-old or newborn baby had. I mean, cancer wasn't going to stop our life from happening. We knew that pretty quickly, and that was actually a big help for us. Was you don't sit there wondering about the what ifs or the why me's or the scenarios or what's going to happen. That you just move on. You get on with your life and pay attention to your kids, and that from our perspective was a big part of fighting cancer, along with the support we got from family, friends, neighbors. A big help to us was the wife of one of my work colleagues, one of my partners at where I work. She was a survivor, and so we didn't know about cancer or can care when we were going through it, but she was kind of our version of can care.
In my experience with her, the way she shepherded me through the process, I was so eager to find an organization that would allow me to do the same thing. So many times I had questions that I was embarrassed to ask a doctor or another health professional. And little things like, what kind of bra do I need? Is there a camisole I might need for the drains? And a lot of other personal questions that really, it's out of the realm of medicine and more in the realm of just a friend or just a friendly friendly face. So when I was able to reach out to other CanCare clients, I was thrilled to be able to give back and to provide that kind of guidance for them. So many times it's just a simple question of how did you balance your children and the treatment? And I was able to give them examples of our schedule and encourage them, take the help when people ask you. A lot of times people feel awkward, accepting help. It was nice for me to be able to explain to them, you're going to need the help.
The fact that we didn't know about CanCare when we were going through our fight with cancer is why we got involved with CanCare. I mean, there are a number, cancer isn't going to stop. I mean, people are being diagnosed every day. We want to help get the word out, get the word out on CanCare, so that if people who need the support are looking for the support, they have that as their option, as one of their tools to fight cancer, because it does take a village. In addition to doctors, the medicine, the hospital visits, family, friends, having that support, having someone who's been through it and knows what you're going through, it's instrumental to the process.
The whole cancer experience was confusing, terrifying, overwhelming. I don't think I would have made it through without the support of my husband, family, friends, and especially those friends that had been through this before and could hold my hand and explain to me what I was going through and help me make decisions, help us make decisions, and guide us in the right direction. It's a very overwhelming process, and to have someone who knows what they're doing shepherd you through that there's no words to describe how beneficial that is.